Welcome back, friends, to another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnium video. Lids87 here, and in today's video, I'm going to be trying a little bit something new compared to what I have done before. Now, those that have not seen my previous announcement, and this will probably be the last time that I say this just so I don't sound like a broken record if I don't already, but I am taking a break from How Worthy Are They videos. I did get unmotivated, tired from making those kinds of video, burnt out, so taking a break from that. But this, what you guys are going to see here today, is something new that I want to try out. So this is pretty much like a trial phase just to see how it is received and to see if I like this format, because I still want to present information to you guys for the global side of the game and not leave you guys in the dust, so to say. I still love making content for this game. Alright, friends, so the way I'm going to be trying today's video out is that I'm just going to be quickly recapping the characters that where Yshtola's Burst weapon is featured on, and then I'll pick one of the characters that you should probably try to go for if you are looking to pick up a brand new unit. Alright, friends, so we're going to try that out. Be sure to let me know down below in the comments what you guys think about this format, and to see if you like the way I present the information, like covering a few units in a video, and to pick one of those units to see who you guys should go for. Alright, guys, so the very first unit is going to be Yshtola. She is a mage support type character, and she will be getting her LD and burst weapon. Now, Yshtola will be getting a rework where her stone ability, which is earth brave damage and does have the capabilities to delay the enemy, and it is increased by an additional turn. Oh, it's a 1 turn delay. I'm sorry, I thought I wrote an additional 1 turn, but it's a 1 turn delay. And her Medica, her second ability, now is going to heal the party's HP, and this will be for free. There's going to be no increase to the turn count, which is pretty nice because it is also a massive brave battery towards your entire party. With her EX ability, there's a massive heal to both battery and HP, and this will revive your allies if they die in combat. But unfortunately, right now, dying counts against us during a player mission. So at some point later down the line, there's going to be a change where that no longer is true. If your party member dies and you revive them, that will no longer count against you. Alright, so with her LD weapon, upon using it, it will reset the enemy's break status, and and there is a party heal. There is a fluctuating special effect buff that she gains, Blood Lily, that goes from 1 all the way up to 3. It goes up by 1 every time she acts. There's going to be attack increases for the party, and she literally gets a better brave attack while Blood Lily is active. So the higher the Blood Lily stack, the more brave hits she's going to do with an HP dump. So this allows Yshtola to now actually start dishing out some damage, besides being a wonderful brave battery. Once you're at 3 stacks though, and you use that brave attack, this Blood Lily will reset back to 1, and you have to start all over. So I guess some things that you could do is like use her EX ability, get another charge, and go into her brave attack just to get an additional charge. Her burst weapon with her burst effect, it is party wide for 6 turns, and there is going to be, if the party member's brave is higher than their imp brave, they will receive an additional plus 50% to attack. Their brave damage caps is going to be increased. Now I said brave damage caps, not brave damage up. And there is actually going to be HP damage up plus 20%. Now, if you're going to be going after her, I actually do value her LD over her burst. I would say her burst weapon isn't needed at this point in time, and I would prefer her LD because of what her LD can do for the party in terms of increasing their attacks, and because of that Blood Lily special effect, allowing Yshtola to actually dump out some nice damage. Now, I will make it a point right now to mention that Yshtola is amongst the very first units to receive a Burst Plus, and at that point, I value her so much more. So if you want to try to pull for her now, in order to prepare her for her Burst effect, her Burst Plus later down the line, her Burst Plus later down the line, then that might not be a bad option, depending on how your resources are, or unless you want to save for other types of characters. Because when she gets her Burst Plus, she is going to receive adjustments to her LD, which is going to allow you, or allow your party members, their brave damage to be increased. And on the second limit break of her Burst Plus, she gets some new effects to her Burst effect, one of them being plus 50% gain brave up. Now, during the Lufenia Plus era, there are strict restrictions when it comes to brave damage dealt and brave gained. And Yshtola is a very good unit support type character for the Burst Plus era, especially if you take her to Burst Plus 3 out of 3. Now, it is possible that you could pick up her burst weapon for free because the banners where her burst weapon is going to be featured on, there is going to be a free multi-draw. It was confirmed on the Square Enix community livestream, at least on their slides. All right, friends, so if you want to go for her because of her future viability, awesome. Right now, she's fine. Like, if you don't have a healer type character, a battery, she is okay. I wouldn't say she's broken, but we definitely have some good options right now. Like, if you have Aerith, for example, I would value Aerith over Yshtola. That's just me personally because Aerith also has healing, brave, and HP. She has the capabilities to prevent your party members from getting debuffed, and she can stop the enemies from getting buffed, along with follow-up damage with her Seal Evil buff. But if you did miss out on Aerith and are looking for a healer type character, then Yshtola may be the one for you. Again, she is perfectly fine as a support character right now and becomes so much more better later down the line. Kuja is going to be featured with Yshtola. So there is going to be the Yshtola banner, and then there is going to be the Kuja banner with Kuja's rerun of his LD, but not his burst weapon. Yshtola's burst will be featured on the Kuja LD banner. Now, Kuja isn't going to be receiving anything besides his board. So recap of those of you not familiar with Kuja's, he does have a burst, but again, his LD is the only thing repeated. He does have the capabilities to enhance the party with Holy with his LD, and he does have Holy in Peril with his Ring Holy, his first ability. He does have attack and max brave increases to the party with his auras, and he is more of an AoE focus type character with low brave potencies, especially his second ability. So you want to either grab, what was it, his artifact passive that boosts his Ultima potencies, or just make sure to stack attack with him, or put him with a character that boosts your party's brave damage. With his LD boards, there's going to be improved damage with his LD ability, and he's going to have access or improvements to his brave attack plus, HP attack plus, and with there is going to be another effect added to his LD special effect in the form that it gives the party plus 20% stolen overflow. Now, in terms of how worthy I see Kuja's LD, I would say it's somewhat worthy because he is an excellent ultimate summons farmer. If you still have yet to do so, literally just put the game in auto plus, go through your board farming. He can definitely do that for now, at least until we get much more powerful characters later down the line. I am talking about Tifa. So again, if you are missing out on a Holy Imperialer Enchanter, if you don't have someone like Paladin Cecil, of course they do totally different things, but I'm talking about the Holy Imperial and Enchant aspect, then Kuja may be the one for you. And of course for the farming when it comes to summon board grind. Oh geez, I almost didn't put her in the video, but it has to be done. Now, she was not confirmed during the Square community live stream, but she is a part of, or she was released around this time with Yshtola on the JP side of the game. So I will, of course, talk about her, but it's possible things could switch up. I hope it does. Give her a rework. But I don't know. Alright, so let's talk about Serah. Serah is a ranged magic debuffer type character that is not going to see a rework. That's why I kind of wanted her to see a rework, because when she came out on the JP side of the game, she was severely underwhelming, and if she receives the same thing, it's going to be a repeat of what happened. So Serah is a debuffing type character with 2 types of poison built into her kit. She does that pretty well with her poison, so you have the capabilities to keep the enemies brave in check. She's a battery, and she has party buffs built into her kit. So we're talking about attack, defense, overflow, max brave, and speed. And she is also a cursed artifacts character. Cursed artifacts, if you're not familiar with what that is, those are artifacts that were introduced at a certain point in the game where they were really overpowered, and 6 characters, if I remember off the top of my head, received those types of artifact. But the issue was that they were not well received. So only these 6 characters kept those powerful artifacts, while everybody else did not get those. And the thing with Serah is that you need both of her cursed artifacts to make her that much better, I guess is the word to say. So she has 2 of them. So she has debuff attack boost all, which is going to raise the party's max brave and attack by 10% when enemy is debuffed, so 30% total to max brave and attack. That's pretty good. So she has some auras literally with just one of her cursed artifact. The other one is going to increase her moonlight use count, her second ability, by 1, and raise her max brave by 20%. So it was much harder to kind of get these before in the past. No, yeah, it was a little bit hard to get these before in the past, but at least now with the Mog Pass, actually that shouldn't really matter now because you're trying to get 2 cursed artifacts compared to someone like Vivi who you need his attack 1 away with his perfect cursed art. So good luck chasing those if you do decide to go for Serah. Now with her LD, she will be receiving an LD weapon. She will still inflict her debuff, her Goddess-like debuff, and gain a new buff, Tears of Hope, which is just going to have Party Brave Regen and Party Overflow. That's it. So she is literally there for the debuffs. She is literally there for the buffs towards the party, and she is there for the, of course, the battery too, and for the poison. Did I mention poison? The poison towards the enemies. But I think, me personally, I would rather get other types of debuffers. Like if you have Vincent, Caius, Camelot, Kefka, even Arciala, just to name a few, I would rather use them over Serah. But again, that is just me, and because I tried to judge her based of not of what I was hearing and just off of her kit. She's okay. She is fine. If you can make her work on your team composition, that's great, but I really can't recommend her or for you guys to chase her LD weapon unless you get it for free from the free multi-draw. So I'm going to leave her in between like Skip and Somewhat Worthy on my worth a meter. Trey, ranged attacker that has traps built into his kit. So Trey, like I just mentioned, has a few types of traps. 2 with his primary kit before he receives his LD weapon. So his first one, his trap is triggered whenever allies... When trap is triggered with allies battery after every turn until it runs out, then Trey must reapply this trap. This one is with his first ability. He gains charges, and then once it's at 2 charges, his first ability, you use it and you inflict this trap. It's more of a, almost like a special effect. It's not really a debuff on the enemies, so you don't have to worry about it getting pushed off or anything like that. So this is off-turn damage. His second trap is triggered upon expiration, and his EX debuff, once that is inflicted, whenever you do any form of brave damage towards that target, it is instant break. So right now in the Lufeni era, we're in a state where bosses, they get this massive aura or buff where whenever you attack them, your brave damage is reduced to 1. So you have to do some kind of like cheap gimmick to either instantly remove their brave or somehow break them or freeze them or prevent them from attacking. But having Trey with that EX debuffs, you automatically break them. No questions asked. And with this EX debuff, there is an additional plus 25% brave damage received. So he is boosting your party's damage just with his EX debuff. Now with his LD, he's getting an additional trap. So here is his third trap. I'm sorry, his second trap triggers upon expiration. His third trap with his LD debuff. This will brave heal, then triggers after enemy turn. There is a sap effect, and there is going to be more brave damage received by that enemy. So I really value Trey's LD, his kit overall. So if you are looking for a trap-like character or just a unit that can do some very nice off-turn damage, then I would consider pulling for Trey. I will say that Trey is repeated later down the line, I believe, with Yuna, who Yuna is a very powerful LD and Burst character later down the line, right before the Burst Plus era. So if you do happen to skip out on Trey now, you can always pick him up a little bit later down the line. But at that point, might be power crept at that point. Just a little bit. Alright, friends, so that's where I'm at with Trey. Wakka. Wakka is a range buffer and debuffer. I mean, he doesn't like Machina, so just saying, right? So, Wakka, he's a massive buffer that is pretty much aura party-wide. So in total, he has 90% attack up to the party, 50% to max brave and brave. Brave regen, 20% overflow, plus 20% to speed. He does inflict blind with his dark attack, if I remember that's what it's called. And he is also a massive brave battery towards the entire party. He does with... Alright, well, hold on. His LD, he does inflict a debuff that changes after every enemy turn. So there's a 1 in 3 chance that it'll either be stat debuff, freeze debuff, or paralyzed debuff. The beautiful thing about this debuff is that in any of these 3 states, there will always be a 20% brave damage received on that enemy, so increasing brave damage. But Trey has 25% plus his LD debuff, so just saying. With this stat, this will decrease the enemy's attack, max brave, and defense by 50%, so not bad at all. With this freeze, this will prevent the enemy from gaining Brave, and with Paralyze, that enemy cannot act, and this does carry over to his LD call action for 2 turns, where he inflicts this for 2 turns. My main issues with this is that if you want a specific, if you are looking for one of these specific debuffs on the enemies, again, it is a 1 in 3 chance, a gotcha within a gotcha system. And not only that, with one of his buffs with his EX ability, Attack Wheels, there is a 60% chance that he can grant that to your allies. So Wakka is chance based depending on what you want to do for him, especially with his LD, because if you want to paralyze the enemy and you get stat instead, that's not bad, but you know that paralyze can come in clutch. So for that reason, I'm going to leave Wakka at least, I'm going to say at least somewhat worthy, because again, I do value his buffs towards the entire party. So if you don't have a buffer or a unit that can inflict a 50% blind, then Wakka might be the one for you. Alright friends, so that is the last character on Yshtola's Burst banners. So if you had to pick one of these units, I am going to recommend Trey. This slide might definitely change. I don't like the layout whatsoever, but I wanted to talk about these units with you. So again, Trey, with that off-turn damage, with that instant break debuff, along with the capabilities to increase the Brave damage dealt to those targets. So if you are looking for a range type trap unit, then I would highly recommend Trey, especially because of his EX debuff alone. Other units I would consider as runner-ups, if you already have Trey from before, you're not interested, probably Yshtola, again, if you don't have any type of healer type of character to both battery and HP, and Wakka, again, because again, even though his LD debuff is chance based, 1 out of the 3, and his attack wheel 60% chance, that's still good, right? I do value his aura towards your party, increasing their stats. All right, friends, so that is what I'm going to say for the banners on the Yshtola that feature Yshtola's Burst, but the Trey banner is the best burst banner if you want to chase Yshtola's Burst weapon. All right, friends, so that is it for this video. Again, friends, I did want to at least talk to you guys in regards to some of the upcoming characters. Let me know if you did like this format. If you don't, hey, I'm not going to take offense. I am trying different things to see what will work that is slightly different from my how worthy are they videos. And if we end up with something that we do like, I'll probably do that going forward. All right, friends, so me personally, I do have some burst tokens that are about to expire like in 5 days, so I'm a little conflicted. I will be chasing for Yshtola's LD weapon, at least. I hope I get the burst in the process so I can use those burst tokens for someone else, like Warrior of Light potentially, or Kuja. I like Warrior of Light, but for sure I want to pick up Yshtola's gear to prepare her for the Burst Plus era later down the line, where she becomes a top tier support as your Burst Plus unit. All right, friends, and if I can't pick up her LD, if I can't pick up her Burst when I chase her LD, I'll consider throwing some resources on the Trey banner or using the burst tokens. It all really depends on the debut banner. All right, friends, so let me know your own personal plans down below in the comments, your overall thoughts about today's video. And until next time, friends, good luck and have a good one.